Welcome everybody to the Single on Stiletto Show. I'm Suzanne Oshima and I'm a matchmaker and dating coach at Dream Bachelor and Bachelorette, and I'm also the founder of Single on Stilettos. Today we have on our show Cyndi Olin, and she's a relationship strategist and coach at Create Your Own Luck and Love. And I'm so excited to have her here today because, ladies, she's going to tell us why men pull away. And I know every woman out there is wondering because we've all had it happen to us, including myself and Cyndi. So before we jump into it, Cyndi, I would love for you to tell our audience a little bit about you and how you became a relationship strategist and coach.
Whew. Yes. Hey, Suzanne, thanks for having me. And I love what you're doing. And just hello, audience. At any rate, I will jump right in. I became a relationship strategist and coach. Number one reason, I have a background as a high-end matchmaker. I developed a side of a company that I used to work for in high-end matchmaking. And what I found after doing a lot of work in this area myself, I had years of mentors in love and relationships because of my own stuff. And I found that I love helping people in this way. And who doesn't love matchmaking? It's so much fun. So I was a matchmaker, but I found that a lot of people would go into self-sabotaging behavior, I can't speak, and not really see the other person and inevitably have issues in creating long-term connections. So I found myself coaching people a lot. And that's what inspired me to start my own company, Create Your Own Luck and Love, where really luck isn't needed. And with the proper support, you can have, and guidance, you can have the dream relationship that you've always imagined. So in a nutshell.
That is very true. And it's true. I've seen a lot of people sabotage relationships, including myself. I used to do that. So, well, I know, I think everybody has at least once. So let's talk about why men pull away. So can you tell us the first reason why you hear that men pull away?
Yeah, I mean, it sucks, right? When that happens, and it can be really confusing. So I'm going to start with number one, in every relationship, a man will pull away at one point in time or another. Okay, so usually that time is, when you first meet and it's all romance and puppy dogs and like
unicorns, rainbows.
It's amazing. And, he's falling in love with you, you're falling in love with him, and it's really awesome. And then there's a point in time that happens and it's almost like, everything slows down. It stops. And, if the relationship is developed properly, then there will be a time he will just simply pull away. And they pull away usually because they want to reevaluate. They want to make sure that if they're going to go to that next level of being vulnerable with you, really, really taking this relationship into a deeper place, that you're the one they want to do it with. Yeah. So it's a good thing that they do this because they take you very seriously if they're pulling away that way. My number one suggestion is to give them their space and time to evaluate. And when they come back, just be happy and receptive and see what transpires. Usually they want to be closer to you because they've came to this realization that, they want to take it to the next level. So it's number one.
Yeah, and I just want to emphasize what you said about just let it be when they do this, because if you go towards them and try and pull them back, it's actually going to do the opposite effect where it's going to push them further away. Right, Cyndi?
It will, and it could actually go into that sabotage place of sabotaging something that could have really been your happily ever after, because he's like, is she going to do this every time? I need to take a little bit of space. Yeah. So
it's true. And you can't make someone want to be with you. They have to want to be with you. And like Cyndi said, at some point he will come back. Not all the time, but because
No.
but when he does, he will be more sure about the relationship.
Yep.
So, what's your second reason why men pull away?
You know, men will pull away because, it goes into, they could be having their own stuff in life go on, where, again, they're evaluating. They're, maybe they're scared. Maybe maybe they're at a point that they're not able to take this relationship to where they want to go.
Right.
Or frankly, they just, and God bless them if that happens, because again, you don't want someone that doesn't want what you want. And what I find, again, not to sound like a broken record, this is the point in time where relationships can really take a turn from where he was pursuing you on a deeper level, and he was doing what most women want. He was cherishing, he was adoring you, he was doing these great things. And if he wasn't, then I would tell you that's a red flag too.
Yeah.
If you want a man to cherish and adore you, and I would say 90% of women do. So if he's pulling away, there's something going on with him. It could be work. It could be, and I know this sounds crazy, it could be his favorite team lost the World Series. He's depressed. I mean, it's weird, but they get this. It could be things that are totally unrelated to you. And if you move towards him, it can easily push them away really far so they don't come back. So, John Gray calls this cave dwelling. Men go into their cave. They will pull away a little bit. Mm-hmm. Give him that space. And when he comes back, be happy and receptive and be like, hey, I missed you. What's going on? And he'll tell you, if you give him the space, that he feels safe in expressing himself.
Right.
So that's a kind of a long explanation as to the number 2 reason.
Okay, so what's the third reason why men pull away?
They're done.
They're what?
They're done.
Oh, that's what I thought you said. I was like, what?
They're done. And here's the deal, maybe they saw something in their interaction with you in the relationship that frankly that's just you, that frankly could have nothing to do. There's nothing you could do differently. I know women want to take the blame for this a lot of times. Mm-hmm. And, maybe you're much nicer than the women that he's been with in the past. And he is more comfortable with somebody that's a little bit more feisty and argumentative. You can't change that. And sometimes it's just a subtle thing that is, and you don't know what it is. It's kind of like the opposite of, and a lot of times they won't tell you.
Yeah, that's true.
What that was. Or, so they'll, they might just peter out, or they will just they'll make a choice. They'll be thinking about it and really making a conscious decision. This isn't something I feel comfortable with, and they might not know what it is.
Right. That's true.
She's too nice, or she's just...
Or the opposite is she's not very nice and she's very argumentative, and he may not like that.
Right. So I'm just using that as a blanket example, and so the advice I would give you around this, again, do not pursue him, because you're not desperate. there is a man that's going to accept you for you. And the thing is that you're the only common denominator in your relationship. So if you're seeing a pattern of men pulling away and then you get freaked out and scared, which is natural to feel, and you start moving towards them, you start giving and baking blueberry pies and, offering to make dinner and doing all these things, what happens is there's something that's created where he starts to realize, because we teach people how to treat us, oh, I don't have to do much.
Right.
So you start getting little breadcrumbs of just enough. It's human nature.
Mm-hmm.
So understanding that and just standing back, standing in your power, doing things with your girlfriends, and really letting go of control of the outcome. Because frankly, if this man doesn't come back to you, it's also God's way of opening the space for someone that is right for you. And I do really recommend, if you're finding a pattern of this, hiring a coach, really having someone surrounding you, Suzanne, myself, that can see your blind spots and help you to sort through that so that you can identify the best version of yourself and attract that easily.
Exactly. And I will end on this note about why men pull away. So it's fine if they maybe do it once, but if they continually do it, that's a red flag, because that's not the man that you want to be in a relationship with, because this is the easy part. If you were to get married, that's the hard part. If he keeps pulling away continually, he's the wrong man for you.
Yeah, and I will, that's a really good point, Suzanne, because that is a red flag. And that, again, if he pulls back and then, re-engages, that's a pattern on his part.
Yeah.
And it's something that is, he's, who knows, he may have, misgivings about you. My guess is if a man does that a lot in a relationship with you, that's his track record. That's what he does in all relationships. And until he decides to do the personal work around that, he's just going to continue to have that and not take responsibility for really underlying what's happening.
Exactly.
So
well, these have been some great tips. So Cyndi, tell our audience you have a free gift for them.
Yes, I do. Anyone who wants to meet their soulmate, I have a free ebook for you that is literally a guide on how to meet your soulmate in 30 days or less. And it does work, because I've had people that have tried it and they've brought amazing love and partnership in. So I've got that for you, as well as they can also sign in for my free series about, the how to attract and marry your man. Suzanne is featured on there as well. So
awesome, ladies. So click below the video for the links to her free gifts and her free telesummit that she puts on once a year. And thanks everybody for joining us on the Single and Stilettos show. Our show is available both in video format and podcast format. If you would like to view the videos, you can go to singleandstilettos.com. And if you'd like to get the podcast, you can download it from iTunes. And if you would like to get our free ebook on the 3 secrets guaranteed to attract any man based on scientific research, you can click right here on the video, or you can go to singleandstilettos.com.